Welcome dear students. My name is Dr. Milton Devadevu, Assistant Professor, Department of Public Administration, Madras Christian College, Chennai. Today we will be discussing about one of the important topics under public financial administration. Before getting into the topic, just I would like to give small introduction about what is budget, because this session will be focusing on the objectives of the budget. So budget, the word which is derived from word called budgeter, which means it is from French word which means leather bag or wallet. So at very first time this word, which was used in the year of 1873 in a satire directed against Robert Walpole's financial plan for that year. Here budget means it is a scientific way of approaching. See, it is a plan of expenditure and of revenue to the balance whatever expenditure which is being planned for. In our Indian Constitution, according to the Article 112, which refers Union budget as annual financial statement. Why do we need to have a budget? In our family, if we are organizing a small wedding ceremony, or we are planning to have a construction of our home or anything else, definitely we'll have some plan. How much of money it will we have to spend, what all the other activities has to be done. So we'll prepare a small budget. Likewise for any country, in order to meet the expenditure of the nation, we should have a proper budget in a plan. So the very important objectives of budget is, budget will prevent from the wastages wherever we spend money unnecessarily, or if we spend money extra, that is called overspending, or if we are spending money unnecessarily, which is called misuse of money, can be controlled. So this budgeting which facilitates maximum control of the expenditure, which means we do not want to spend money unnecessarily. We will have a very good control of the money. Also, budget, which is the process of designing, implementing and operating the budgets. So budget basically, which will have some important aspects in it. First one is about we will have a very good plan. Then what is for, which means for the program or projects, then schemes and activities. So basically this will be there in the budget, whatever plans we are having it for the forthcoming years, for the future plans. So basically it is this statement which contains a forecast of revenues and expenditure for the certain period or particular period, or for the years, the forthcoming years or forthcoming year. So it is a comprehensive plan of action, so that which is designed to implement the policy. If we see from the government aspect how policies can be implemented, so that money definitely should be needed. For that we should have a proper budget, that is called plan, budget plan in our hand, so that if you have proper plan, so that our government policies can be implemented effectively. Just I would like to now quote a small statement which will be very useful for you to understand what is exactly budget means. See, whatever plans we have, so that as I mentioned earlier, we will be having a budget. Likewise for budget also as a necessary plan, without which we will not be able to make fruitful budget system. That's what I mentioned in the beginning itself. So it is a systematic or it is a scientific way of doing things. So today we'll be going to discuss important topic called objectives of the budget. So first and foremost objective is predicting the cash flows. We should know about what is the revenue for the nation. Based on that only budget can be formulated, then measuring the performance, very important. But If you see deeper, what are the important main objectives for the government budgets? See, first objectives of government budget is economic growth and stability. Second is reallocation of resources. These are all two important main objectives for the government budgets. We'll discuss one by one. Before getting into the actual topic, just I would like to tell you about almost 11 important objectives are there. First one is about reallocation of resources. Second is allocation of allowances or tax concession. Then direct production of goods and services. Then minimize inequality in income and wealth. Then bridging the income disparity, bridging down economic inequality, economic stability, attainment of economic stability, manage public enterprises, economic growth, and finally decrease regional differences. Okay, let's move on. Let's discuss one by one. Okay, what is reallocation of resources? See, we all know that whatever resources we have, it has to be allocated judicially, which means wherever we are planning for a budget, so that budget which will give you very good control over on the expenditure part, will not spend unnecessarily. So if at all, if you feel, our money which will be misused or which has been misused, so that immediately corrective measures can be taken over then and there itself, so that we can save time, we can save money, we can save our energy, so that it will increase the performance of the organization. So that's why the reallocation of resources in the budget, which is very important. See, while distributing the resources, we have to keep two very important things in our mind. First one is about economic, second one is about what is social advantages. Why do we need to reallocate our resources? See, when we prepare for a budget for the any country, so that what is the social advantage for the society, it should be there. So while preparing the budget, we should focus on how this budget will be useful for socially and economically for the people. So if you prepare any budget, it should focus on what is the benefit for the society, as well as how it will give benefit in the aspect of economic. Also, reallocation is more important on profit and welfare oriented. See how this reallocation can be done. So while preparing the budget, that's how to reallocate our resources properly. That is called equal distribution. Very important. See, whenever we distribute money, whenever we distribute any resources, we should keep something in mind, that this has to be properly, which means equally distributed according to the needs of the society, so that which will really helpful for provide a welfare for the people. Also, how this reallocation further can be done, which will encourage small scale industries. See, country like India, we can see a lot of small scale industries, a lot of people are doing small businesses, so that in order to flourish them, so that the government is giving a lot of loans, reduced taxes on raw materials, so that this will be very much useful for them. Second one is about allowance or tax concession. Why do we need to give this allowance or tax concession to the people? Government really gives lot of importance on allowances or tax concession in order to encourage the manufacturers. Like we all know about khadi products. This khadi products, it is a government product, so that which gives lot of tax concession, so that it which encourages the manufacturer to make more products in order to sell in the market, through which they gain profit. This profit again goes back to the government, so that this money further will be used for the welfare of the people. On the other hand, if you see, government collects heavy taxes for harmful consumption goods like cigarette, liquor and other harmful goods, because this is not necessary for any human being. So that whoever is using this kind of consumption goods, they are paying more taxes. Further, these taxes will be used for the welfare of the society. Next one is about direct production of goods and services. Under these objectives of budget, especially government budget, so what government will do is, whatever products where private sector does not show up any interest, wherever private industries are not involving themselves, so that where government will pitch in for the direct production. which will really helpful for the society, so that whatever product they are not able to get it from the other firms, they can get it from the government. See, during this situation, government can undertake a particular field or particular organization, particular product, so that which will encourage the organization, so that they can produce more goods, so that through which will give benefit to the government. This money can be used for the welfare of the people. Also, government should ensure supply as well as welfare of the people through which, so that, as I mentioned earlier, any budget under government, the utmost care should be given on what is welfare measures will be there in the budget for the people. Next one is about minimize inequalities in income and wealth. Very important. See, we have roughly somewhere around close to 140 crore people in India. We cannot say that all these people will be having same kind of lifestyle, same kind of income, same kind of wealth. No, definitely we cannot expect this. So through budget, how this can be done, how the inequalities can be minimized in terms of when income and wealth. This budget at most, or even we can consider one of the important objectives of the budget is to reduce or is to minimize income and wealth inequalities, so which is an integral part of the budget. So government aims to bring equality to the people. See, for an example, if you take health measures, only rich people are able to afford money to get quality medicine, means then what about people, those who are considered as poor? That's why government is able to provide quality treatment, quality medicines in government hospital itself. How this is possible? How this can be done? Through this budget, it is possible. We can actually give quality treatment to the people. Likewise, for not only on a health aspect, even for education aspect. Even there are so many children who are not able to go to good schools. People, those who are having plenty of money, they can admit their children into some of the private schools. How government schools can give on par education when compared to the private organization, where budget is involved, money is involved, they have to purchase a lot of equipment. So that we need to keep this in mind. It should be there, minimize inequalities in income and wealth, so that the people, those who are selling vegetables at the roadside, at the pavement, also should be able to earn money, should lead their family. Okay, see what government will do is, so government tries to collect or tries to impose taxes to the elite class people, so that they collect whatever revenue they make. This taxes can be used for the well-being of the people, so that it will lower the income of the wealthy while raising the standard of life of the poor. Next one is bridging the income disparity. This is also very important. Previous slide we were discussing about minimize the inequalities in the income and wealth. In continuation, see how this income disparity can be bridged. According to the fiscal policy, our government, our Indian government, tries to decrease such income and wealth disparities in the country. See, without having a proper budget, without having a scientific approach in the budget, this will not be possible. So in the budget, it should be there how this can be bridged, how this income disparity can be bridged, how the income of the poor people also can be increased. See, through this process, the government also ensure that wealth should not focus only for few people, which means the elite people. Wealth means it is for all, including the poor. So it should be given. See, next is bridging down economic inequality. So government takes a lot of measures in order to bridge the gap between these two categories of the people. Economic equality in the society, which is very much important. Otherwise, what will happen? Rich people are able to make money if our society, which is being designed in such a way, so that there will be, the opportunities will be given only for the rich people. Think about the poor people. So they will not be able to send their children to school, they are not able to afford money to get quality treatment, or they are not able to afford other expenditure in order to lead their day-to-day life. Because of this, so we should be very much careful while formulating the budget, how this can be bridged, how bringing down economic inequality amongst the people. So what government will do is, government collect taxes from the, as I mentioned, the elite people, which means the affluent society, on their spendings, so that this taxes, whatever money which is being collected as a tax, which will be used for the people, those who are considered as a EWS, which means economically weaker section in the society, in order to provide quality life to the people. The next one is about economic stability. See, budget are also utilized whenever, if there is a fluctuation in the business, you will not be able to expect stability. So while preparing the budget, this budget also focus on how we can keep the economic stability. If any fluctuation takes place, what is the alternative arrangement can be done? So in order to avoid business fluctuations, the budget also aims of financial stability. We cannot give any guarantee about whatever business we are doing which will not have any fluctuation. It depends upon the market. If so, also what is the backup plan? Budget which will clearly have a backup plan if something goes wrong, if they are facing some fluctuations, how financially they will be stable. Also, budget keenly focusing on lowering the price fluctuation in the market. Otherwise, what will happen if price fluctuation happens at every interval? What will happen? People will not be able to afford money to get the product from the market. So budget which will tries to control, there should be very less or very low of the price fluctuation. So that's why policies such as a deficit budget during deflation and an excess budget during inflation, which will assist in balancing the prices in the economy. Okay, next one is about attainment of economic stability. See, government budget also focuses on how to prevent from inflation, deflation and volatility. See, we cannot give any assurance for we will not have any inflation or deflation or volatility. But knowing all those things, government budget, they prepare very well about how this can be attained, how economic stability can be attained, irrespective of whether have inflation or deflation or volatility in the business, so that which will have all those things in the place. So otherwise what will happen is, we will not be able to have economic stability in place. But having all those things, definitely we will be having a economic stability, so that if we have economic stability, we can run our program smoothly, so that we will be able to implement whatever policies which is made by the government can be implemented very well without having any problems. Next is manage public enterprises. That is called, it is also can be called as a public sector enterprises, PSEs. See, the main objectives of why do we need to establish public sector enterprises is for welfare of the people as well as welfare of the society. How this can be considered as a welfare of the people? See, if we start any public sector enterprises, we will be able to provide a lot of job opportunities to the people, through which they will be able to get salary from the government companies, so that through which we can say that this will focus on welfare of the people. Likewise, whatever products they are manufacturing from that particular public sector enterprises or services or any goods, through which they will be able to make profit. This profit goes to the kitty of the government. By using all those things, by using the revenue, so that government can take measures for the welfare of the people. That's whatever policies they have been made, so that while implementing all those policy, finance plays a vital role. Finance, it is a fuel for engine, without which no engine can run, right? So that this money can be utilized. Here, budget also help financially and plan to help deliver different provision to operate the business in the public sector enterprises. See, just I would like to tell you a few examples for public sector enterprises based on the priority, like water lines, power generation, railways. We have a lot of other public sector enterprises like Navaratna category public enterprises, Maharatna, Miniratna categories of public enterprises. So these public enterprises will be able to provide lot of job opportunities for so many people, through which these public sector enterprises eradicates unemployment. It eradicates poverty. Likewise, whatever revenue we make out of these public enterprises can be utilized for the welfare of the society. The next one is about economic growth. See, the nation's economic growth, it is basically based on savings and rate of investment. Only these two things. First one is about savings, second one is about rate of investment. These two determines the economic growth of the budget. See, the budgetary plan which will focuses on making more resources for investment. So that's why they are inviting more companies, multinational companies, inviting a lot of entrepreneurs, business people to invest in the public sector enterprises. So further, which will helpful for overall rate of investment and savings, through which we can maintain that economic growth. The government also includes several policies in the budget to boost the economics overall savings and investment rate, through which if you have all those things in a proper manner, so budget also focus on how to improve the GDP of our nation. So budget also focuses on improving the GDP. Next one is decrease regional differences. Very important. See, why do we need to focus on decrease regional differences? Why budget should focus on decrease in the regional differences? See, the main aim of the budget, why they are focusing on decrease regional differences, to diminish or to demolish, to avoid regional inequalities. See, while allocating fund, budget, while preparing the budget, they cannot say that for this particular state or this particular project will be allocating this money because of XYZ reason. No. The main aim of decreased regional difference is to diminish regional inequalities, which means so that people, those who are living in India, irrespective of any state, irrespective of any other aspects, so that they will be provided with equal opportunities. See, how this can be possible? Through implementing taxation and expenditure policies and promoting the installation of manufacturing units in underdeveloped regions. Still, there are so many places people are migrating because there is no job opportunities for them. That's why people they are moving from rural areas to urban areas. See, this budget also focuses on how this can be implemented even at rural areas, even at remote villages, remote areas, so that which will be able to provide job opportunity for the people. See, even you can consider this is one of the chief aim of the government budget is to alleviate social disproportion. It should be alleviated from the society. Also, by doing this, so that people those are considered as a economic weaker section in the society also can be benefited. I would like to conclude my session. So far, we discussed about what is budget, what is the objective of budget, then what are the main objectives of the government budget. This government budget impacts at three levels. First one is about promote aggregate fiscal discipline. Second is resources are allocated based on social priorities, effective and efficient program for delivery of goods and services. These are all three important reasons where budget impact the society. See, budget also focuses on evaluating the performance. See, whenever any policies are implemented, as I mentioned, without having a proper budget, no policy can be implemented for the betterment of the society. But at the same time, this has to be monitored. This has to be evaluated. It has to be appraised each and every interval, through which they can take corrective actions if something goes wrong, if something is not up to the mark. So that whatever objectives we have discussed so far, all 11 objectives, are very important in the objectives of the budget. Thank you so much.